together, and we kind of felt isolated almost. So that, that was hard on the kids because, they wanted to see their cousins and all that. So that was probably the hardest thing, just seeing the kids feel left out.
What was something that you had to maybe say to your children over and over again to encourage them during that time? What was your message to them?
I pretty much just told them, there's some things that happen in life that we can't, and we just got to get through it and, stay positive. And hopefully we do have family that, you know, that is so supportive. And luckily nowadays, we have, you know, FaceTime and all these different tools that we can use so we can see each other, which was really helpful. So I just pretty much told them, like, we got to do what we got to do, babe. I'm sorry, but, at least we're here, and, things could be worse, but, we're still here.
And what grades, just because we're all meeting each other tonight, what grades are your children in?
I actually have 3 kids. So I have one that just started 2nd grade. And then I have a preschooler and then a 2-year-old.
Woo!
Yeah.
Bless you.
Yeah. The back-to-back toddlers is difficult, but getting through it.
Wow. Good work, mama. Good work. And hang in there. Yeah. Camilla said, getting a meal plan and meal prep for the week is a challenge. First of all, can we just acknowledge, can we show, let's fire up our reaction. So press the reaction buttons. I know someone's already been pressing the hearts. Can we just give it up that Camilla is trying to have a plan for an entire week? Is that amazing? How amazing is that to try to meal prep? Tell us more, Camilla. What are you thinking?
So it's really hard. Sorry if it's loud. I'm at my daughter's karate class, but
Okay, sorry.
it's really hard to get we're trying really hard to stay away from packaged stuff and processed stuff,
Right.
and making the really healthy stuff taste good for the little one, and for her not to get tired of the same stuff. And even learning how to cook other things that you're not used to cooking has
Right.
been a little bit of a challenge, because we got COVID in May, my partner, myself, and our daughter, and that really just kind of put things in perspective for us. And we're like, nope, we need more greens, we need more this, we need more that. And so since then, like, we've really just tried to kind of stay on top of it, but packing the lunch is it's a challenging.
Yeah, maybe it might be worth it to, in a future session, to just like share, like take real time to share what are people really doing? Because I heard someone say very recently, we all want to eat healthier. That's rarely the case, right? Most people want to eat healthier, but what's really going on? Because sometimes we place expectations on ourselves as parents as if, this was what most parents are doing, when in fact, we may find out that it's not the case. We have to test those assumptions and also create a space where we can say it is sometimes hard to, hold all these standards at once, right? But we all want to be eating healthier. Let's see what else we have. Thank you for sharing. Oh, Camilla, did I ask you what grade your babies were in?
Oh, my daughter's in 2nd grade.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, let's see who else we have. Come on, Angela. Tell me about these 3 drop-offs. Is it 3 different schools?
Hi, yeah, sorry, I'm shopping right now, so no video. Yeah, so I have a high school, middle school, and elementary school, and then I work at the elementary, so I gotta be there by 7:30. So it's pretty crazy mornings, but we make it work as long as the kids get enough sleep and they're in a good mood.
Awesome. What grades do you have?
10th, 8th, and 2nd.
Nice. I was just shouting you out for being able to shop and talk in the workshop and really pay attention and chat and write in the
All
chat
about
what your challenge
multitasking.
is.
Yeah.
You said what?
I said all about multitasking.
It's all about multitasking. And Isabel's right there with you. Isabel has 3 different drops offs. Oh, Evelyn can't taste anything, but I love your perspective is everything, right? Evelyn says, I can't taste anything, but fortunately, that's the worst of it. That's almost like you just taught a workshop right there all by yourself, Evelyn. That's called But Fortunately, which is, I could look at this as the end of the world, but fortunately, you know, that's not the worst of it. So thank you. Karina said, we do nice. Thing, my son will have a hard time, but no, he's doing very good. Great, thank you for sharing that. And then losing my taste buds and cooking dinner is hard. Isabel saluting Camila. Evelyn was shouting folks out. You're the real MVP tweet. Who are you? Are you talking to Angela Shopping? Is that who that was for? The MVP
yeah, Camila
queen?
with the food, because you know that's
Oh,
hard to
Camila.
be eating healthy. You know, especially kids are picky. You know, so shout out to her.
Can you do this from just, I mean, I'm going to take a point of privilege. How many of us sometimes get very frustrated with our kids picky eating? I'm just going to, you can just put it a reaction. Maybe I'll put like a cry, because sometimes they make me want to cry with the picky eating. Gingy put it like more, she did more than a cry. Oh, there, okay, I thought we were alone.
I like all the different faces that are showing up here. Emojis.
Yesterday, I've been making my brand of tacos. Please forgive me for those of you who understand that I am not Latino, but I've been making my version of tacos for my kids for years. They're in 8th grade and 7th grade. And last night, my kid says for the first time, can you not put any of that seasoning on there? He wanted me to switch up my tacos like 7 years later. I'm like, wow, really? Okay. So you just want plain meat, just plain meat, please. So there you are. You know, I don't know. How did he change up his plan 7 years into the game? Come on. Gingy, did you want to greet everyone since we have you here?
Yeah, hi everyone. Welcome back to school. It's so good to see so many familiar faces and even new ones. I don't know about you all, but wow, what a summer. And it's nice to be back in community. Hi, Kyle. I could just start calling all names and things like that. And just looking forward to being with you on community this year and also getting in person. We'll be in person and offering in-person sessions a few times this year. And you know, one of the things that has become a theme of this session is people grocery shopping and cooking. And so maybe we'll do something special around food because it's time to eat. And so no, really just here to be with you all, to support you all. Again, I know that we've all had life happen over the summer and our kids are all back in school. And I, again, want to say to all of us as parents and guardians, let's make time to take time for ourselves, because when we are here for each other, we show up better for our kids. And we also show our kids how to do community with people who are different from us, with people we don't know as family, and even how just to make Zoom fun. So I'm super glad to be here. And then Frank, I just want to comment one comment about what the challenge was, is getting your kid, they have a 14 and 9-year-old, to go to sleep earlier at night. Anybody have that issue? Because some of them really think they became grown over the summertime as well. And so getting them back on a nighttime routine has been an interesting challenge and up in the morning. So I'm there with you all. So good to see y'all. Go ahead, Frank.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And, you know, on that food theme, Isabel, you have me literally like trying to hold a laugh in till tears come out, saying, I tell my children everything is chicken. That is hilarious. Thank you for sharing that. Shout out to Faima. Faima, are you there? Are you
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Tell us what's going on.
Oh yeah, it's just been.
I read it, but you can tell us.
Yeah, it's been challenging just starting out the school year. I have a 5-year-old, first time going to school, kindergarten, and at what is that, Washington Elementary. And so I've been blessed to have my mom helping, but just trying to get him there every day, managing morning sickness, and then trying to plan meals. Like, I can't even stand the smell of food. He's like, Mom, it's been a long time since you cooked a meal, like not something quick. I'm like, I know. So I know. So having help has been, you know, I wouldn't have been able to do it, but yeah, that's been challenging this year for sure.
That's so awesome. Well, congratulations on the first trimester.
Thank you.
Yeah. First, let's give, you know, I think one of the things is when we have littles, and then those of us who have multiples, is getting them to be a part of it, you know, like, what's going on, mommy? And then they become part of the process and the pregnancy and the newness. And so, you know, first of all, congratulations. And can we say, those of us who have survived kindergarten, can you just give her a heart that you survived kindergarten? Because it's not scary for the kids, it's more scary for us as parents. Let me tell you the story of the first day of kindergarten, everyone, just in case. So our oldest son, I won't say his name because now he's in 8th grade and he thinks everybody knows him, so we won't say his name. So he went to a private preschool, and the first day of kindergarten at Roosevelt, he came home and he was crying. I almost called his name. I said, "What's wrong, baby?" I said, "You've been crying all day." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I just sat in the cafeteria all day." And what? He said, I said, "You didn't go out to play? You didn't go back to class?" He said, "No." I said, "Why?" He said, "Nobody told me to." And I didn't realize in kindergarten, they don't know that they can just go. And so no one told him it's okay to go outside to recess now. So he sat at the table all lunch, and even until a teacher found him because he didn't know. So I give you that story, my dear, and everyone else who has kids in kindergarten in particular, and those little moments will survive. Because as a parent, I was like, oh my God, I failed my child. I didn't tell him he could go play. I didn't prep him good enough. He survived. He never had that issue anymore. Next, in first grade, he helped the other kindergarten figure it out. So welcome to kindergarten and public school.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody have stories like that where it was a first for their kid and you realize, oh my God, was I supposed to teach them that? Maria, what do you say here? Maria Rico, what'd you say? Where are you at?
We also have James Smith with his hand raised.
Oh, great. Thank you. Hey, James. Go ahead, James.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
James.
How you doing? Yeah, so it's my son's, well, it's for my first child and going into kindergarten. And he actually didn't use the bathroom at all for the first 2 days.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So, you know, it was one of them situations where that's what we said, like, oh man, you know, we had to talk to him and let him know, like, please go, you know? So
yeah.
I definitely understand how that is, you know?
It looks like there's some other people who have that same story too. That's right. Anyone else? What is one of your stories you and your child survived?
I think Angela had her hand up earlier.
Yeah, Angela.
Hey, Angela.
Sorry, I was just giving praise to something else someone said, and I didn't realize I raised my hand.
Oh,
that's awesome.
We'll take it. Okay, here's another one for my new middle school parents. Gym and changing lockers. And for some of our kids, when they realize their deodorant wore off in first period, gym class. So for those with new middle school kids going to gym class, an extra deodorant for the locker room. Because when they come home and you're like, oh, baby, did you walk around school like that all day? So there's another one for my new middle school parents.
That's awesome.
Someone said, special, go to sleep early, don't want to go. Showers. Oh, have anyone's kids gotten to the age where they don't want to take showers anymore?
Oh gosh.
You're not there? Anybody there?
My
Okay.
son, he's 14. So he just started football, and I have to tell him, you need to take a shower before you go to school, because you just have to. And he's like, it's, you would think that at that age, but it's still like, I have to remind you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Isabella said, yes, her daughter's 7. I saw Kyle's hand. The reason why we do this is so that we don't think it's just our kid losing their mind.
Right.
We're all losing it, you all. We're in this together. It's not just your child. Kyle, you want to talk about your son at 8? What's going on with him?
Well, I could relate to a lot of these, you know, not wanting to use the bathroom at school, not wanting to take a shower at home, staying up and trying to stay up late, sneak and stay up late. You know, it's just like a lot of these I relate to.
That's awesome.
One of the things I want to say real quick as parents, you all, one of the things I love about our kids is they actually humanize all of us. Wherever we come from, whatever we're doing, if we have kids at certain ages, there are certain things that we are all going through that is as a result that we have kids. And so that's also what brings us together as community, is some of these things are just little humans trying to grow into big humans while we try to figure out how to stay sane and hopeful in the moment as well. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, totally. Hey, Jeanette, I wanted to come back to, I think you made a comment earlier. Tell me about the mornings. Did we talk about that already? And I'm coming to you, iPhone.
Oh, I'm sorry. You kind of, it kind of froze for a second.
Tell me about the mornings. You wrote earlier about the mornings. Did we discuss that yet?
Oh, I said like the mornings, it just seems like very like rushed and like we gotta go and we're already 5 minutes past, you know, the latest we're supposed to leave. And so that's something that I want to work on with me and the kids about time management. Even though we wake up, I feel really early, it's still like we're still rushing. And so something isn't right. We gotta work on something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How many people identify with that? The morning rush. I know that's right. The morning rush. Just know you're not alone. There's a lot of thumbs going up, Jeanette. We could get into that too. I think at some point we'll talk about routines. We definitely talked about routines twice last year. And so we could talk about routines. Blaze has developed some new material on routines and rituals and how to make them more powerful and more effective. And so I can tell you right now, I would be interested in, for all of us, what are the small parts of our routine and which ones are the time sucks? So that's the question I would have. Now, a couple people had their hand up, they went back down, but let's go to iPhone.
Hi, so it was me, the iPhone. I have a TK student. I have 2 kids, one 4 and one 2. So of course, my firstborn and my only one in school will be the TK one. And it's so hard because, again, I hear everyone saying all these first experiences with their kids or children at school. And to me, it's literally the first time, every single experience with him, when he comes home, when he tells me these things, it's like, okay, oh my God, I wish I would be there. And what makes it harder, being that it was a pandemic, is the fact that back in the days, you can actually walk your student all the way into class, kind of, you know, linger around and watch them, see how they act in class. Right. And things like that. With nowadays, you just walk them straight to the front steps and then that's it, you know. And so the first few days were hard. I'm sure they were harder on him. I'm older, so of course I have to understand that I have to let him go, but to him is a first experience, you know, not being with mom and dad type of thing. And a lot of those things didn't happen to me. Like, he will come and I'm like, did you eat any snacks? Because he'll come home with all the snacks and he's like, well, they told me I could only grab one snack. So why didn't you? Because I wanted them all, so I just didn't grab. And I'm like, oh my God, next time you can grab just one, at least one, because you're there, you need to have something in your stomach. Or like things, for example, the other day, he's like, I was crying today. And I'm like, why? What happened? I miss you. And I'm like, oh, it breaks my heart. and I have to let him know, like it's gonna be okay. Mom's always gonna be there to pick you up. But these things are hard. I know that a lot of you guys have probably high schoolers, middle schoolers, so you guys are pros at this. But to me, like little things like that is like, whoa, like like what do I do? And I actually have him here saying hi to you guys.
Hi, honey.
Hey.
But yeah, definitely stressful.
How old are you?
I'm 46.
Say,
Well,
how old
there
are
you go.
How old are you?
I'm 46. How old are you?
Say 4.
But
He's
Oh,
showing you, but we don't have the video up.
oh, nice. So nice to hear you. I want to say, and if you have a TK, kindergarten first, or even elementary, go ahead and put a heart or emoji up to show, because we do have a lot of new parents new to school in here. And I want to say thank you for sharing your heart. And I think we all remember that feeling just like it was yesterday. And so, the lot of the firsts going in school, they almost make you walk away and cry. And I don't know if any of you did, but I cried a lot in kindergarten and first grade. I was releasing my child into a place where I could not just go at any moment. It's a lot of trust. And so it's okay to feel that way. Now I'll tell you a trick and a trade. Okay. Okay, don't tell James I'm telling you this. So here's the thing. As they enter kindergarten, go to the district and fill out the volunteer paperwork and fingerprint it so that you could be a volunteer on campus.
That's right.
And you can volunteer in classes. And if you get to know the principals and stuff like that, you could have access in some way that parents who if you have the time, and for those of us who work, maybe it's 1 hour a month, so that we call it halls and walls. You can walk through the halls and the walls and hear the sounds of what your kids hear during the day. And sometimes they need extra hands on deck, especially during lunch and recess time. And so that's a great thing in our district, is they allow parent volunteers and really appreciate it. And it is worth filling out the paperwork and getting the fingerprints, because you can not only see your babies, but you can also see who their community is, which is super important as well. James, we got paperwork, right, my friend? Good. Okay, James is like, come on in.
Oh, Karina, can you answer that question? Friend, I don't know your name on the iPhone. You might want, if you tell me, but she was saying, can you volunteer in TK? Karina, were you able to volunteer in TK? Karina?
Okay.
You can write in the chat too.
Yeah. James, do you know if they can volunteer in TK, or should they ask the principal on site?
Oh, right, that's right. Sorry.
I think that would be best to check in with their principal around what can happen, because they're not there all day. So, but I'm sure like anyone can volunteer at the site.
Great. And it's a great way to start a relationship with your principal, which is important for elementary school in particular.
Great. All right. So before we start going towards the raffle, because we've been having a robust conversation. I'm so excited that this is how we're starting out. Because of course, this really is about the fact that we as parents, we have feelings, we have emotions. I mean, folks talking about tearing up, they're talking about how, just the discomfort that comes with dropping your children off, the frustration that comes from trying to get ready in the morning and having multiple drop-offs, and just the curiosity that comes with wanting to know, how will we conquer the food plan? And so I'm curious to know from you all, what are some other topics you hope we'll cover in our monthly parent landing pad? What are some other topics that might be interesting? Would you all be interested in a cooking, meal planning type of class? Would we want to do that cross-cultural so that we see meals from various cultures? would you really sign on to Zoom for that? Would that be worth your time? Or what are some other topics that you'd be interested in? Okay, great. I saw a couple people say the cooking easy.
Towards middle schoolers or high schoolers,
Middle school.
like adolescent age. Well, yeah, my son just started 9th grade. So I'm not too familiar with the high school, what they offer, or suggestions on, what he should be into, or yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we have to talk about what it's like to parent a high schooler for you.
Yeah.
Where are you in that story? Because we can't lose you in that story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
My son is very independent and responsible to the extent that he wants to walk to school on his own, but I'm the one who does not want to be advised. He is in 6th grade. I live a 16-minute walk from school. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, can I comment on that real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe your child could find a buddy to walk with. And so one of the reasons I say that is because it's a great opportunity to teach them independence, to teach them street signs, to learn their communities. But also our middle school kids, we have a 7th and 8th grader, they have a lot more energy than us. And so sometimes a good walk for them is a good way to get their head ready to show up at school. And so if your child doesn't have a buddy they can walk with, maybe you can say to your kid, hey, school just started. Let's drive and see, do you have any friends that live in our neighborhood, in our community? Maybe you drop them at the friends and they walk a distance until you feel comfortable. The other thing we learned is we weren't as comfortable with walking, but maybe biking. And so maybe even getting them a bike and letting them bike to school, which is actually half of the time. But if your child is asking for that, they're asking for a little independence in 6th grade, it's hard for us to let them go, but it's also developmentally good for them if we feel safe and we teach them safety.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. So a lot of folks in the chat, Gingy, were saying stuff related to food, actually. So
okay.
Evelyn was saying multicultural, meals could be lit. Kyle was saying easy meals anyone can make. That's the category I'm in, Kyle. 5 ingredients or less. I'm probably worse than you, Kyle. I'm like 5 ingredients. Salt and pepper, that's 2. There's only 3 to go. So 5 ingredients or less. It would be fun to cook it. Oh, to make that one of the in-persons. That could be interesting.
That could be good.
And then my daughter walked home and I was tripped out. Yes.
I know. Evelyn, did your daughter make it home and were they happy, or were you just tripping? Were you crying alone or was your daughter crying?
So I was confused about the minimum days. I thought that it was certain days, but I guess every Wednesday and Thursday is the minimum day.
Yes.
And so I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. So she walked home and I'm getting ready to leave and she's coming and I'm like, what? You walked home?
Right.
Like, are you serious? Like, do you know what pedophiles and kidnappers? And I was like, on a whole nother tangent. And she was like, it was so much fun. I mean, she walked by herself, but us as parents, we sometimes have to trust our kids. Our kids are smarter than what we, give them credit for.
Absolutely.
So
she said, Evelyn, I love what you said. We have to trust our kids because that's how we trust our parenting. They got to practice it on their own. Good job, honey. Good job. I see you back there.
Thank you. Yeah, no, but it is a scary thing just because we see all that's going on around us. But, we just have to have that good line of communication with our kids and just be able to trust them, like you said, and trust our parenting too.
Great, thank you. I want to touch on 2 things, Frank, before we do the raffle. One, regarding the Boys and Girls Club, I don't have that answer for you. I think you should maybe call them and see what's going on with their programming, or ask the principal or vice principal at your school specifically regarding that. And then secondly, Usario, I want to just say your comment around he has no friends and that concerns me, is that I think for our young people, they go back and forward sometimes with having friends and not having friends. And I'm not sure what grade your child is in, because we have found that makes a difference. But I think as long as we continue to encourage them to at least talk to one person, maybe even make some play dates depending on the age of your child. And even for us, sometimes modeling how to have friendships for our kids, right? Some of us don't hang out with folks, but that could also be helpful, and maybe finding a parent with a kid his age. And so if he doesn't have friends, you know, the thing is, you all, some kids are introverts and quiet and may not want to socialize a lot. We don't have to make it seem like it's bad or like they're broken, but we can continue to encourage. We tell our kids, if you get one really good friend, that's amazing. And we say you can have friends and associates and just people you know. And so maybe they start with at least learning a couple names. And over the course of the school year, seeing who becomes an actual friend. Usario, what grade is your child in? James, I have to say thank you for translation in the text tonight. You are working it. Frank, I think we also may want to put up the slide for the advocates at the school. If you want to talk about that, there's a question regarding who to call, and we can make that a connecting point.
At every school, there is a
Parent
staff
liaison,
person
parent facilitator.
a parent liaison, a parent facilitator who can support your needs and connecting with you and helping you to stay connected to the school and to answer questions. And so on screen, you'll find the parent facilitator for your school and the telephone number to reach them. And I invite James or Joanna to add any other details.
Yeah, I want to thank Evelyn, Afusa, Gloria, and Violetta for they were on the call with us as well earlier, parent facilitators, but they're probably transitioning over to the DLAC meeting, which starts in about 10 minutes. But the parent facilitators are here. You have their contact number on this here screen and their emails. They're here to help be a liaison if you need any support regarding your child, questions about the volunteering, questions about the after school program. You need to get on Parent Square. You need support communicating with a teacher. They're there to help you have a successful year and transitioning if you're going from elementary to middle school to high school. They're there to help support you. So please feel free to contact them. Take a picture of this here screen. It should also be on your school webpage as well.
Great, thank you so much. All right, so please fill out our evaluation tonight. We dropped an evaluation into the link. It will help us so very much to improve our service for the coming year.
Can you drop it again?
I sure can. I am happy to.
And also while you're doing that, families, if you could just type in what school you came from today and the grade of your child, that would be really helpful for us, as well as filling out the evaluation.
Thank you, Evelyn.
Thank you. This is great. We didn't have this in Oakland. I'm so happy.
Well, welcome to our little community, San Leandro. We try to make it feel like that. Look forward to meeting you. All right, Frank, raffle time. You ready to roll?
I'm ready to roll. All right, so we're going to have a raffle of a $25 gift card tonight. What we need, if you win the raffle, is to give us your full name and your email address and phone number. So we'll say good night to everybody, and then you stay on and type that into the chat and make sure that we've received it before you get off. All right, tonight, can I tell you that we should honor tonight that in the very near future is Mr. James Parrish's birthday. Can we give a shout out to Mr. James Parrish for celebrating his birthday? Right on. Happy birthday to you, sir.
Tomorrow. Come on now.
I wasn't going to tell it if you didn't tell it.
It's all good.
Tomorrow.
All good. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, let's go.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday on tomorrow, 9/1. So the raffle winners are Camila, Faima, and Evelyn. Camilla, Faima, and Evelyn, thank you so very much. And stay online. Everyone else, we look forward to seeing you. We're going to go monthly this year, but we will have our special needs group. We will have our African American quarterly, and we will have our co-parenting. So stay tuned for that. One of them is coming up soon, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great night. Thank you so much.
Take care. Let's say hi to each other as we drop our kids off. Take care of each other. Bye.